this week's edition of the Ironhorse Report. I'm Specialist Lucas Wysocki. This week we'll take a look at how your steadfast and loyal soldiers spent their Independence Day. You'll see the largest known re-enlistment in history, and we'll recognize the heroism of multinational Division Baghdad soldiers in this week's Moment of Valor. But first, Army Sergeant Vince Stevens takes us to Forward Operating Base Falcon, where Raider Brigade soldiers celebrated their 4th of July.
Independence Day brings images of red, white, and blue, fireworks, and the smell of barbecue cooking. For the Raider Brigade, the celebration is in Baghdad, Iraq, on Forward Operating Base Falcon. The day's festivities kick off with an early morning 5-kilometer fun run. Later, many soldiers attend a special lunch at the Raider dining facility. In the evening, Raider soldiers participate in sporting events. Teams compete in a horseshoe competition, followed by a hot dog eating contest. The evening ends with an American Idol-like competition. Soldiers belt out tunes, while 3 critics vote on their performances. Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Events Coordinator Phyllis Ward says events like these take soldiers' minds off their environment for a day.
It's about making these soldiers happy, that they have one day that they can get away from all the stress and everything that they have in Iraq.
The Raider Brigade is in the 4th month of its deployment and remains steadfast and loyal in its mission. Many soldiers take the time to reflect on Independence Day, even if for a brief moment, on the sacrifices made by other soldiers. Human Resources Clerk Specialist Alyssa Lefevre says what the 4th of July means to her as a deployed soldier.
It's actually a feeling to me of, our great country, the Army. If it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for the military soldiers before us, it gives me a great understanding of what it takes.
Reporting for 1st Brigade Public Affairs, 4th Infantry Division, I'm Sergeant Vince Stevens, Multinational Division Baghdad, Iraq.
And now, for this week's Moment of Valor.
Soldiers of 1st Battalion, 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division distinguished themselves in the first days of the Shia Special Group's Sadr City uprising in March 2008. Sergeant First Class Eugene Cuban led the hookup and recovery of a disabled Stryker, fighting through small arms fire and IEDs while pulling the vehicle out of the battle space. Sergeant Aaron Lopez took charge of his squad after the loss of his squad leader and had 14 confirmed kills during the battle at Al-Thara 1. Staff Sergeant Eric Smith distinguished himself by engaging several enemy targets from his air defense hatch while receiving small arms fire. Sergeant Smith's Stryker was hit with an IED, causing wounds to most of his platoon, including the driver. He took the role of driver, bringing his squad to the aid station to evacuate casualties. The heroic actions of these soldiers helped win Sadr City and earned them the Bronze Star with V device for valor.
Recently, more than 1,000 soldiers gathered here at Al-Fa Palace in what is believed to be the largest re-enlistment ceremony in history.
In a ceremony that filled the rotunda of Al-Fa Palace, more than 1,200 service members renewed their commitment to defend the United States. The Independence Day re-enlistment is believed to be the largest in history.
There's a lot of opportunities for me in the Army. I love serving my country. Everything's just great. It makes me feel really proud that I know that in my family I could serve and do what I got to do to keep everybody safe at home.
Multinational Force Iraq Commanding General David Petraeus contributed his remarks to the ceremony, reminding the re-enlistees of the full weight that their pledge carries.
What each of you is doing is most admirable and most impressive. To see 1,215 of you do this is extraordinary, and you can rest assured, as Command Sergeant Major Hill said, that this ceremony sends a very powerful message to friend and foe alike.
When all the re-enlistments were totaled, more than 5,000 years have been pledged in service to the United States. For Multinational Division Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant First Class Jeffrey Hilton.
That does it for this week's edition of the Ironhorse Report. As always, you can check out this edition or any other edition of the Ironhorse Report by logging on to www.hood.com. www.army.mil/4ID. From Baghdad, I'm Specialist Lucas Wysocki.